Now, this is something that the people who left at the beginning of the video will not get to see. Welcome back to yet another beautiful episode of Translation. Here with the girl, Lorna the Smiling Baby. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and hi. So, for today's video, I'm telling you why it took me 4 years to get monetized. I think Living Baby is the one who says if you know better, you do better. So I have learned a lot YouTube wise, and now I can tell you what you don't repeat my mistakes. So if you're there and you're planning to start a YouTube channel, you've started a YouTube channel but you don't even know how to go about it, these are things you should avoid. Yeah, you should avoid this. Number one, laziness. One thing I should tell you is that when it comes to the passion of loving YouTube, nothing could be denied. But I have so much passion. I have so much love. I don't regret choosing this path any time. And then you get so lazy and you just can't move. I think I'm a person who does a lot of procrastinating. So I got to a point where I was procrastinating so much, I could not do anything. I could not post, I could not record, because obviously the setup takes a lot of time. Now I have like light in every angle, and it's like, oh, can I just like be myself and just sit there and record? I think that's why it's easy for me now to do a live stream more than it is to do sit there, because it takes a lot of setup, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of preparation. Because now this video that I'm doing now, I have written these points were written like probably like 5 months ago, and I've still not done them until today. Number two is my personal conflictions, and a lot of that. I remember when I got monetized, I remember telling someone the things that I fear are happening. I am a person who loves living a private life, very private life. I love to share what I love to share and stay with what I have to myself. And the realization that when it comes to YouTube, there is a lot of sharing, and then you can also get to that point where you're oversharing and failure to put a wall between your private life and your public life scared me a lot. So it's made me bad, because in my head I was like, oh no, I don't want to go down that route yet. The third point is high expectations, and I think that's one thing you should kill if you want to have a YouTube career, is that I had these high expectations. Oh, my friends pay to do this, my friend pay to do this. Like, I have like probably like 100 friends. Now I expect all those 100 people, like if I have 100 friends, that means that is 100 subscribers, guys. Your friends are not your fans. The earlier I realized that, the better. So no one had told me about that. So when I went in, I didn't have that separation between who is your friend and who is actually going to go out and support you, because there is a high chance that a stranger who doesn't know you, never met you, can support you better than a friend who has known you your entire lifetime. So the moment you kill those expectations, trust me, you're going to have a very beautiful journey on YouTube. The pressure that comes with watching a lot of YouTube videos, they are telling you, oh, if you want to get monetized in 2 hours, I'm exaggerating of course, but if you want to get monetized in 2 months, years, and it's like, I'm never giving you the direct answer. And you're like, oh, post using the follower SEO, and you're like, what is even SEO? Now you're learning about the meaning of SEO. They're like, oh, do the hashtags, then you look for the keywords on YouTube, and then now you're looking for the keywords, doing it, and then you're running around looking like a headless chicken, because they're giving you all these things that are not actually working for you, and you feel like you're not doing so much, but the thing that they're talking about is so easy. They are not telling you that instead of their second channel, that they were convincing their other followers to come and subscribe on their channel, as much as they made it into 2 weeks. So kill that pressure. I would say inconsistency. And now that I am monetized, I would say that inconsistency was one thing that delayed my channel from getting monetized. Because tell me why when Papa as well the bloggers came and sat me down and he was like, not sat me down, like physically, but sat me down virtually, and he was like, you need to be consistent. And I remember when I started, this is story time, guys, when I started doing my YouTube, pushing for monetization, it was in July. He tells me you need to get monetized, you need to become serious. And I tell him I'm too busy and all that. He's like, hey, you need to get time, at least do a live stream every 3 times a week. Have a schedule, let the people know, schedule your live streams, let the people know your schedule. And he was giving me advice that I'll give everyone today. But in that moment, I was just like, I'm not ready for this. Like, this is a big step for me. And I felt like he was asking for too much, being so demanding. So I refused at some point. And then when I came back home, because by that time I had some travel, so we were traveling with the family to do certain things. When I came back and I sat home and I had a few, like 2 months to the end of my holiday, I gave myself a time limit. Like, by the time I go back to school, I need to be monetized, as I did make it. And a living testimony can work. You can get monetized in 2 months, but guys, burnout is a serious thing. So if you want to get monetized in 2 months, they haven't told you about the burnout, how it feels like you've won, but what's the price of winning, and you feel like you just need to take a whole year break off YouTube. So when he came and told me to do that, it's advice that didn't enter and go out, but it's advice that entered and stuck around. So when I sat around and waited and I thought about it, yes, it was a good idea. Was I willing to take that the steps that he was pushing me to look into? And I was like, okay, I should probably get out of my comfort zone. So I started doing a live stream, and I remember I was doing a live stream every day. I slept until 11 because I got to bed late. I slept until, not sleep like laying in bed, sleep, but I would like lay in my bed until 11, wake up, do my chores. By 2, I was in the live stream. We would go until like 6, sometimes we'd go until 8. I would do 7 hours of a live stream, 3 hours of a live stream, 5 hours of a live stream, 6 hours. Mentioned I was into it. I never did 10, but you can do 10. I believe in you. So yeah, I did that, and I'm so good. I saw the consistency of working, so I can tell you consistency does work if you put your mind to it. As I told you already, the 6th point here is procrastination, but I have already explained to you what that means. I was just so lazy, and I would do a setup. By the time I started to sit down to do the video, I'm just like, is it really worth it? Or I would actually shoot the video and then I'd be like, I don't like it, probably I shouldn't post it. Don't do those things. Because for you, in your mind, you're looking for a certain perfection doesn't mean that someone else is going to see it as perfect, because sometimes we judge ourselves so harshly. The 7th point is I didn't have points that the tips that I have now. As I started off saying, when you know better, you do better. Guys, there are certain things you should know. Even as you're listening to those people who are giving you, or here are 10 steps to how you can get your channel monetized in 10 minutes. Probably we're going to give you 2 points that are going to be important. One channel that I did watch that did talk about things that I tried that and did work or pushed me into a certain direction, into a better direction, was Ben DBT. It is a Ugandan YouTuber. He does step-by-step guides on how to grow your YouTube channel, how to get monetized, what to do to get monetized quicker, the things you should look out into, the SEO, everything. He talks about everything. So go to Ben did it and look at some of his videos. Like, I believe you can learn a thing or two. So also no one had, because I know when I went to Ben did it, he talked about doing a restream and where you can play a video and do a loop. I would not advise anyone to do a loop, because personally I don't think it's the way to go. But it did work, because what it did, it pushed me into a direction where I'm like, he also talked about the live stream, but he talked about the live stream in the form of a loop. So when I went to actually try that out, it pushed me into the direction of live streaming. That is how I jumped into the train of live streaming. And if you know the new speedy way of getting monetized, now this is something that the people who left at the beginning of the video will not get to see. But if you want to grow your YouTube channel, the best thing you can do for yourself is jump into the live stream trend. You can have 2 people coming in every day, but trust me, by the end of the year, you'll be monetized, because I did a vertical live stream because it pushes you into places your mouth saying certain things in a sit down like I'm doing now will never get you. I have had people be like, you're not the kind of content that I usually listen to, but I was starting on my live stream, and then I ended up on your channel. So sit down, do the live streams, do the things that you think no one could want to watch this. I've done live streams working, I've done live streams washing, I've done live streams doing my utensils, do anything, cleaning, do it. You never know, there is someone that is looking for what you're willing to offer that to. The next thing, the TikTok expectations that I brought from TikTok and brought them to YouTube. You know how easy it is to actually accumulate YouTube TikTok viewers and TikTok subscribers. Because I had been doing TikTok for a while, I came with that expectation that it would be easy, and then the realization, when reality hit me, that actually it's very different when it comes to YouTube and what is happening to people on TikTok. Like, it's easy to amass a following on TikTok than it is on YouTube. So if you came from TikTok like me and joined YouTube, just slow down. Don't rush, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself, just enjoy the experience. Everyone has a story. You're going through that because one day you want to sit down like me, tell us that story. But yeah, I had 8 points, and just to go through them with you guys: laziness, personal confliction, high expectations from my friend, people who made YouTube seem simple but it was not, inconsistency, we have procrastination, not having the tip that I have today, and lastly, the TikTok experience that I got on YouTube. But yeah, if you have stayed this long, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Tell us what you think we should do next on this monetization trend. Do you have questions? I'm doing a monetization series. Do you have any questions that you want me to address that I haven't addressed in the previous videos, or any other thing, content suggestions? Please write it in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching, and bye.